Okay, we are live. Let's go. So I'm going to insert a page after this. No, not coming out now. So I was talking about the tools we have here. Oh my God. So the tools we have here right now. From the this thing. Freehand tool. So we showed the freehand tool the last class. I'm going to explore from here to circle, right? Just from there to there. Then we'll start doing deeper exploration of CorelDRAW software. I'm going to show you the other ones, right? So this is the line tool. So with the freehand tool, the previous time we drew these stuffs. Yeah, we drew almost of all the stuffs. Now there are other stuffs we can still do with the freehand tool, all right? So with the freehand tool, we can draw straight lines, all right? So to draw a straight line, we have to use our mouse, which is clicking right click, sorry, left click, and just move the mouse, right? So that's if you're using an external mouse. But if you're using your keyboard mouse, I think it's the same thing. You just left click, then drag the mouse. And when you get to where you want to go, you just tap, right? Now, in case you're drawing that line and it's not looking as straight as you want, if you tap, you can click on control and move your hands and you will stop and you have that basically, right? And with this saying, as you can see, the lines have two edge, which is the beginning and the end. And I told you their names that we call this stuff, we call them nodes, right? They are called nodes. They are called nodes. And these nodes can be connected, right? They can be connected to actually draw a entirely new shape, right? With the lines, if you just actually connect them. So you look at this. If I should draw like this, draw, move. So you have to make sure that you get here. And when you get here, you look at this place, you're going to see like a straight line. But the moment it gets to the ending, you see a arrow show. When it's not there, it's not connected. So when that arrow show, you see node, you just tap. So you have connected them together. So if you should give this a color, it's going to have a color, right? But if you try to draw something and the nodes are not connected, let's say it stop here like this, and you thought that you connected it. If I try to give this thing a color now, it wouldn't have a color inside, right? So these lines can be connected. So the same way we drew a straight line, we can draw zigzag lines like this. So we just have to like keep connecting each node together. Like this. And you can create zigzag lines just like this. Then now these lines we are drawing are like geometric shapes, right? I told you what are geometric shapes and organic shapes, right? So they are kind of smooth. But now let's say we want to draw like an organic shape, something that looks maybe round, right? Or maybe you're drawing like trying to make your own signature, right? Something like that. This time around, we are not going to like just tap and drag and tap and drag. No, you're going to be doing as if you're using your actual pencil, right? At least you're using it. So it means that you have to hold it all through, right? So I will left click down and I will keep moving. So you can see that it's the same tool, but doing two different things entirely, right? So with the same tool, we're able to like do all this. So that's why I prefer using the freehand tool, because it gives me a free roll to be able to do whatever I want when I'm drawing lines. All right. So these lines that we drew now, you can see that they are kind of a bit thin. All right. So let's fit it to fit so we can see them clearly. You can see that they are a bit thin. Now, I told you that the thickness of lines outside are called outline, or you call them airlines. So we don't have like inside color. What we have is just the outside color, right? So it's different when you draw a box and the outside has an outline and the inside can be given maybe another color, right? It's different. But for lines, it's only outlines we have. So that's why if you look down here, you see that the fill bucket is none, and the outline color we have black. So these outlines can be increased, right? The font size, like the width can be increased. So if I tap here and I make it 4.0, I can increase it here. So whatever tool you are clicking on will determine what is going to be happening at the header here, right? So this is the brain of everything. But if you click on anyone, it's going to determine what is going to be happening here. So if I click on this, there are different point size. We have even the biggest one, 36. That is not even the highest. So I think you can type up to like 1,000. Yeah. Or the kind of outline you are trying to create. All right. Then we can do the same for everyone here. All right. So now if you look at these lines that I drew, you see that they have like sharp edges here, right? They have sharp edges. Now we can actually change how these stuffs look like. But before we go down that lane, I want to show you another stuff that we can do here. So I'm duplicating this. Then if you click on this line and tap any of these tools here, they work for different things also. So if I tap here, then you see different kind of dotted shapes, right? You can select any one of your choice. And it's also possible for these ones also. See that? So also, we can also add like arrows to these lines. So at the front here, these ones are here, we have like different kind of arrows. Even inside of all this, different kind of ones, you can change them as much as you want. So you can see it's front and back. So whatever thing you please to do here, you can do that. Now, this particular section is a bit limited, right? It's limited. Now, if you want to like go extra mile, you can click on F12 on your keyboard. So if you click on F12, you see more tools here, right? So we can actually increase from here, change the style. Then instead of it having a, so let's just stop with this one first. Let me draw another line here. So I told you before that this line has like straight edge. If I change it to this and this, so here we have rounded corners, another rounded cap. So if I say, okay, you realize that this one is straight and this one has a rounded cap, right? Then we can duplicate this again. Let's try another edge. Let's say the last ones, which is the chamfered. I think that's chamfered. What's the name? Okay, it's a bevel corner and an extended square cap. So I think the difference between this one and this one is the height. Like you can see, it's the same size, but it's longer than this one. So if I should go back and change it to the first one, they are now the same. But if we say it should have extended cap, it's going to increase. All right. So something like this can be used in design. So let's say I drew something now, right? So let's say I drew this, and we increase the airline to like 10. All right. I'm going to go into my F12 and use rounded corners instead, like this. So now the problem about airline is that if an airline is as thick as this, when it's small on the screen here, if you should make it bigger, it becomes thinner. You see the lines? The lines become like a bit more thinner, no longer as thick as this. So what we can do is that when you duplicate it, we are going to go to object and you would see convert outline to objects. Right. So basically, I've converted this from being just an outline to being an object. So look at the difference. If I click on this one, I'll be seeing outline color. If I click on this one, I'll be seeing color fill, no outline. Right. So now I can basically make this bigger as I want, and it can serve like maybe a logo. Let's say MWeb. There's nothing like that. So if you are maybe trying to design a logo for somebody, you can actually use the line tool and create something and convert it to an object, right? So with the line tool, it's possible to do wonders, right? So that is for the line tools there. So let's try the box. I think I've shown something on the box already. So here we have box that can have 3 by 3. I'm going to use that size. I'm going to duplicate. I think I already showed you this in case you have forgotten. So can I have this kind of shapes? Yeah, we have done this already. And I converted this box onto curves also. So now for circle, if we draw this circle this way, so these circles can also be converted. So we have here, we have pi, right? We can duplicate the pi also, make it like this. Now these stuffs can be rotated, they can be moved. So using our curve tool, can change how we want it to look like. So if you move this down one, it turns to a line. If you move this one, there's how you move it, sha. So whatever extent you move it into, you can now say, okay, I want the pi, or I want this. You can still change to a circle also. So we can actually increase their sizes also. Then day 2 also, that airline stuff can be done here. We can actually change this. So instead of it having a straight edge, we can change it to have something like this. You wouldn't be able to see it there. So you see we have a curved edge now instead of just a straight box. Also, the spacing can be changed. Can increase it here, but I don't want to touch any of that. You can change how you want them to look. So I'll stop there. So you can practice, try to like create this stuff. Just try them on your own, the box and the line too. When we do deeper exploration of the Corel Draw tool, we'll now create more stuffs like this. So let's get
Sorry, please.
into.
Sorry, excuse me, please.
I'm hearing you.
If I click that F12 on my own system, I don't get that outline pen. Is there another way we can get to the outline pen besides F12? Please?
So look at your keyboard. Have you clicked on the object? Before you click
No,
on the
I'm not
F12.
clicking. I typed it earlier in the day, but it was giving me
Okay.
airplane mode, airplane mode.
Okay. It's your computer, right? Look at your PC. You're going to see a function key. Go to where your control key is. Where your
Okay.
control key is at the left,
Okay.
you're going to see another key that has FN on it.
Yes. Yes.
So the thing is that your keyboard actually, if you look at that F12 place, maybe there are like two functions there. There's a plane there, and there are other stuff there.
Just the airplane and F12.
So
That's all I can.
primarily, they made the F12 key there to work for airplane. So if you want to use the F12,
Okay.
you have to click on FN and F12 together.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
Thank you
So when
so
you click
much.
them together,
Thank
yeah, that is it.
you.
Okay. So let me continue with what we wanted to do for today. So we are going to talk about colors and how they affect us and how they work in design. So understanding color theory. Let me even check how many of you have still come online. Wow, we still have the same number of people. Yes. So color wheel. Oh my God. Please hold on. Somebody has been calling me steadily. All right, let's continue. So I was talking about understanding color theory, right? So we need to understand it. So I need to pay like key attention to this. If you understand it once, you have understand it for life. All right. But there are still other videos you can still watch online about color theory to explain it better, right? Or you can literally come back to this video whenever you have the chance. So color theory is a field of study that explores how colors interact. Color theory is a field of study that explores how colors interact in design. So how they relate and influence our perspective, right? How colors interact. That's for every event, for every occasion, there is a color. There is a color theme. Even for your designs, there's a color theme. There's a color you would see even without being told. You will know, okay, this event is about technology. There's a color you would see. You would say, okay, this event is about maybe they are mourning people. Color you would see, you say, okay, it's talking about wedding, about love, about agility, about strongness, right? About peace, about love, and so on and so forth, about energy. So there are colors that represent and give out this vibe whenever you see them. So it influences our perspective, like we said, or our perception. It's a fundamental component of graphic design that helps us to create visually appealing and meaningful designs or meaningful compositions, right? So explanations. So to understand the color theory, we would have to understand the color wheel, right? So in design, there are different kind of colors. So sometimes in every field, everybody have their own kind of color and how they deal with it. The kind of colors that tailors might deal with when you say, okay, I want to buy a material for sewing. You're hearing brown, you're hearing cockroach brown, blah, 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 blah. So there are words we also call our own colors, like color palettes, RGB, X, hue, saturation, and so on and so forth, right? Also, all these are in design. So we'll get to break all this down and we'll get to understand them. So the first thing we'll be explaining, how say explaining, the first thing we'll be explaining is the color wheel. What is a color wheel and how does this helps us as designers? How does this make design easier, right? So from the word color and wheel, it's already kind of easy. If you are online or connected, in fact, everybody's online, you can quickly Google a color wheel on your phone or your system, and you will see the picture of what I'm talking about. So the color wheel is a visual representation of the color spectrum, right? So the color spectrum. So what we mean is it's color of light, right? So for all of you that did color in physics, glass prism and stuff, we would have understood or about this rays of sun, how light is being formed, right? So the color wheel is a visual representation of the color spectrum. If you look at a light bulb in your house now, right? Maybe you have a white light bulb or maybe yellow one or whatever. Stay at it for a while, close your eyes. You might begin to see like various kind of colors, right? So this is what makes up the color wheel. So it's a circular representation of colors showing how they relate to each other, showing how they relate to each other. And when you understand the relationship between these colors, using them will be very, very easy. You wouldn't be stuck with like thinking, what color should I use? What color should I not use? When you understand the color wheel and how they work, selecting the right color would be made easy. Now, the color wheel is divided into two aspects, right? It's divided into two aspects. We have the primary colors and we have the secondary colors, and then we have the tertiary colors, right? Now, under the primary colors in design, I know we might know of Roy Beef, all those ones we know now. In design, we have just three primary colors, just three primary, which is red, yellow, and blue. Red, yellow, and blue. Those are our primary colors, right? Red, yellow, and blue. Then the secondary colors, they are made up by mixing of the primary colors. So when you mix blue and yellow, you would have green. If you mix red and yellow, you would get orange. Then if you mix blue and red, you would get purple. All right. Or some people say purple, whatsoever one. So look at this. Blue and yellow would give us this green. While red and yellow would give us orange. And blue and red should give us purple or violet as the roads here. Then we have the tertiary colors, right? So this tertiary colors is now mixture of a primary color and a secondary color. So when you mix a primary color together and a secondary color, you are creating tertiary color. So we have yellow and we have orange. So if you bring two of them together, we'll definitely get yellow, orange, right? So if you mix blue and green, you would get what? Blue, green. If you now mix red and orange, you call it red, orange. Okay, red, orange. Give me red, orange. Then same for red, violet, yellow, orange, and blue, violet. All right. So also the color wheel is divided into two. Is divided into what? Two separate parts. Now we have the warm colors and what? And the cool colors. So there are brands you want to work for that the warm colors would work for. There are brands you want to work for that the cool colors would work for. For example, Coca-Cola is a vibrant brand, right? Now, when we're talking about warm, I mean fire. But let me say it way: fire and ice, fire and ice. So there is a way a client would explain their brand to you. You would understand them and say, okay, this brand should tilt towards the warm colors, or they should tilt towards what? The cool colors, right? So example of warm colors brand, solar, right? A solar brand should be, if you look at most petroleum brands, you'll be seeing mainly warm colors and maybe an accent of maybe yellow, green, and blue a bit coming in, mostly green, especially if the company is looking towards recycling, conversation of earth, global warming, and that kind of stuff. But mainly, we are looking towards yellow and orange and green. So, solar, eateries, people who sell food, right? The kind of colors they go with are kind of this kind of around this region, right? So, because of what the emotion this kind of brands evoke. So, when we get into color harmony and talking about what they mean, we'll get to understand all these colors and what they mean. So, let's divide these colors into two. So the warm colors, the primary ones is red, orange, and yellow. Red, orange, and yellow. So like I said, this area is what we call our warm colors. Then if it's a cool color, you're looking towards most tech brand because of how it looks futuristic, cool, calm, collected, going towards simplicity. We are going to be tilting towards the cool side, right? So we'll say green, blue, and purple. Green, blue, and purple. So this area here would go for cool brands. So the color wheel is a very useful tool for selecting harmonious color combinations, right? So understanding color relationships and creating color schemes for art, design, and other creative projects, right? So I'm not telling you that anytime you want to design, you must come to the color wheel, right? But if you should understand it and how it works, it will just be in your brain and you would know that, okay, these are the colors I need to use for this project. When you understand the brief that the client has shared with you, you will just need to apply it in your design. All right. So so now we are moving towards color harmony. What does color harmony mean? Right? Okay, this is color psychology. What does color harmony mean? So color harmony refers to the visually appealing combination of colors that creates a sense of cohesion and balance. So it's based on the way colors interact with each other and the emotions they evoke. So there are several principles of color harmony. So we have 6 of them. 1 is monochromatic, 2 is analogous, 3 is complementary, 4 is triadic, 5 split complementary, and then 6 triadic. So we'll be doing like a practical session for this, and we'll be using the Adobe color wheel. So that's what we'll be using. So if you are online, you can just open a tab and search for the Adobe color wheel. Let's see. So when you search it, something is going to come up. So it's color.adobe.com. But I like to search it most times so that because I don't remember. So we would practically see how these colors works, right? We'll see them here, how they work and how they function. All right, so I said the color wheel. We are back. Please off your mic. So the first rule in color wheel is color harmony. Is there are different kind of rules and various ways you use to attack a design, right? So I'm going to open. Let me open dribble.com. Okay, let me just look for brands and their colors. so that we can see how these colors are being applied for some brands. Beautiful. So we'll use just these two by the time we start asking questions. So the first one is monochromatic, right? Monochromatic for colors. So from the word mono, we already know mono means one, right? One kind of color, one. Then if we click down here, so this site actually helps designers that want to, like, maybe you are not really good with selecting your own colors, right? You can come to the Adobe color wheel. So let's say you and a client have discussed and they're going for a monochromatic kind of color, right? Going for that kind of design. You can easily come here and select monochromatic. All right. So because if they say, what is the color of our brand? Our color is, there was a client that reached out to me. They wanted me to use purple as the color, just purple, right? So we can't just stick to only purple. There has to be like other accent colors, because if you're making like flyers, making like business cards, there will be other colors that accompany that color. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So now, if we say mono and chromatic, what color are we using? RGB. So we can easily tilt this around, and if I go towards purple here, let's say maybe this purple, so I will have other shades, right? So these are other shades. So let's say we are using this as the main color, right? These are other hues or other hues of the color, right? So we can even change the tint. We can change the color, right? So if I click on change tint, I have the option to select a darker one here if I want. Change any of this as much as it pleases me, right? I can just select there and say, okay, this is what I want. And fine. Now, this particular color here, we can actually use it for a design. I'm telling you, we can use it for a design. So now here's what we are going to do. We are going to create this color palettes inside of our CorelDRAW, right? We're going to create the color palette of CorelDRAW. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you how to create colors by copying them from here. So what we'll do first is that let's count how many boxes we have here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 of them. So we'll draw like 6 boxes. And how many are we doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can this page take 6? Should be able to take 6 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. So what we are going to do is that we are going to come here and we are going to copy this color code. Now, in design, we don't just call colors. Say this is red, this is black, this is blue, because there are various shades of black, there are various shades of blue. Somebody should tell you that, okay, which one is purple here? You'll be looking at all of them as purple, right? But because they are different, especially for people who create websites, right? When they are writing code, they don't write purple there. What we write is this hash code. So we call these codes X codes. So you see that whenever I click here, it's showing me copy, copy. Now you would have been seeing the codes here. So if I tap on this one, look down here, you will see hash 0000. So this is the name of the color. So you won't say black. The color here is hash 000000. If we come back here, you see the color here. I can literally copy this color. Just click on copy and show copied. And we can come back here. Now we want to fill this color to have that color. We would go here. Here that we have the interactive fill tool. And go to uniform fill. Then tap here down. And here we have a code. So I can literally highlight here and paste Ctrl V and click enter. Right. And immediately this color is showing. Then we can go back here again. Copy. Come here and fill it like this. So we just do the same for every one of them. Copy. And fill. So what we are doing right now is that we are creating a color palette which can be used for a design, right? Which can be used for a brand design or whatever you want to do. Whether it's a flyer you want to design, So you would have to stick to this particular color all through. So same thing with most big brands. So if you look at Glow, the ones that have Pride, if you copy, look at their design, you will see green, right? But it doesn't mean that it's just one kind of green that is there all through. You see other shades, other shades. So those shades that you're seeing are different color palettes, right? They are different color palettes. So the name of this one is called, of this tie that we did, I said it's monochromatic. I'm going to make it spread. No, don't spread it. I'll group this. I want everything to be centralized. So we would have to put the name of each of these codes, right? Now, we can easily come here and say, okay, let's copy the name here, right? And just highlight this. That's the mistake I made before. I would have just done everything at the same time. But there's still another way of copying the code inside here, but I'm not going to show you that one now. We're going to just progress as we keep progressing, and we'll do everything small by small. Is there any word that's small by small? So if I should click on any of these boxes, if I click on this box, if you look down here, you will see the code 8735C5. That is the name, 8735C5. If you click on this one too, you will see the name here, 5C387C. That is the name of this color, right? Now, in case I want to copy this code, all I need to do is come back here, this interactive field to tap here, and copy the code from here, Control C, then go back to my text tool and highlight. So as you're seeing this, you are going to do this also. You create a monochromatic color palette for me. It will be different from this my own. So you have to visit this website also and create this same stuff. So the reason we are doing this is so that you'll be able to understand how to know the name of colors and how to copy them. And so it makes your work easier and makes you more like a professional when doing all this. So let's say you design for a client and they don't want your service anymore. Maybe you created their full brand guide, and maybe somehow they were able to contact you again, and they still want to maintain their color. So that's why we create like a brand guide that has the color palettes to help our clients know the color that we use for them exactly, the exact one. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to group these ones and duplicate. So I need space for 6. So we are done with monochromatic. So what do we mean by monochromatic? Mean different shades of the same color, different shades of the same color. So whether you are using red, there will be different shades of that particular red. If the client say our color is gold, you say no problem. You will find gold and you will find different shades of that particular gold color to be their complete colors, right? So now the second one on the list is called Analogous. The Analogous is kind of like a bit similar to this monochromatic, I think. So the analogous is talking about colors that are next to each other on the color wheel, right? So if you say you're going for the analogous scheme, colors are next to each other on the color wheel. For instance, if you look at this color wheel now, we have green. Okay, we are back. So now we want to go for analogous. So I said analogous are the colors that are close to each other on the wheel. All right. So you can see that purple is even close to blue also. So if you look down here, the violet color is close to blue. So since it's just two of them, the Adobe color wheel is going to nah. So we are going to copy this first one. So we are working on our logos this time. So I'm going to like fill in the color code again. Here. Copy this also and fill it in. Comment me. All right. If you look here, eh? What did you say? Oh, wow. So you just on your mark to do where and go back. So if you look at this color now and this color, they are looking similar, right? But if you look at the code, is different. This one is showing 6F12B5. If you click here, 6E12B5. So you need to be like really, really careful about these colors, right? They will look similar, but they are not, right? So that is why you have to be careful. And when you get this problem, it's in printing, right? If I think that this purple is looking like this purple, let me use it. When you print it out, you would have printed a different color entirely. Like one guy that I printed for my brand, the green on the clothes is looking different from the branded color. But we accepted it that way. There are some brands that won't accept it, right? Because it is not their color, right? So we have to like actually get the actual X code. Now, let's now impute this one's name. I forgot again. I would have just impute this code at the same time. I'm giving myself double work here. All right. So that is that. So this is for analogous, right? So you can see that the color that it picked here is violet and blue, right? Then he selected more colors to create the accent. So you see that this is a shade of this blue, this is a shade of purple, this is a shade of, I think purple took most of the colors in this color palette. So just chill. I want to switch my internet. Uh, right, complementary colors. So we have complementary colors. Now, complementary colors are colors opposite each other on the color wheel. So, e.g., an example of that is blue and orange. So, if we go back to this website and we say, okay, let's go to complementary. So, I mean opposite. Now, analogous is next to each other. So, like your sitting partner, the person that is sitting next to you, that one is for analogous, right? But if we say opposite each other, like this green is facing red, right? Orange is facing this. So, if I should change this stuff now to complementary, you see that it gives me a straight line like this. So now this time we're doing purple and blue. So you see how this color wheel has helped us. So you might have been thinking now, see how purple has worked with blue, purple has worked with itself, and now it's now working with yellow. Now you can do different kind of tints. We have the dark tint, and we still have the one that has black. So whatever one you want, you stick to that. All right. So let me select it again. Complementary, and we have that. So let's now copy. So let me not forget. I'm going to put it in here. I'm looking out the one. If she promised me, I don't need that welcome. So you can see that this code and this one is the same thing, 6E12B5. So it is this color, this one. They are the ones that are like maybe the main colors and it's merging with these other ones. So let's go for the third one. Yeah. Then this. You can see that this one has this shade and this shade. Why the purple is this, and this. So they complement each other. So if I should design a logo or a flyer with these colors, now you see how good they will look, right? They are going to come out very, very well. Then this next one is triadic. Triadic, right? So triadic is colors that have equal distance from each other on the wheel, right? So their colors is like if you should draw like a triangle on the wheel, you are going to have like equal distance. So it divides the color wheel into three forms. So that is triad. So you see that it divides it 1, 2, 3. So instead of using 2 colors this time, it's going to use 3. 3 colors, which is 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3 this time around. And as you can see, 3 of them can work very, very well. So this makes job so easy, right? Selecting colors. So maybe you have like a client that say, okay, I want 3 colors. No, we are using 3 colors. For example, you are designing for like a school theme stuff, like children kind of stuff, and you want to like give them that children vibe. They are most times you will see triadic colors coming into play. If you like just try and Google children flyers, you'll see colors like this. So if it's for like business, most times or serious minded stuff, we don't use like more colors. We try to go for more simple ones. Jesus Christ. I thought I've been doing the wrong thing. 323327 2C220. Okay, we are on track. So the next one here will be split complementary. So we already have complementary. So it means that for complementary now, complementary has to do with 2 main colors that were spread into different accents. But split complementary will now have 3 of them, right? 3 of them divided. Complementary colors. So a color paired with the 2 colors on each other side of its complementary color. So either blue, yellow, green, and orange, red, green, right? So if we go here, we'll see split complementary. There are plenty of them yet: square, compound, shades, and custom. But we'll stick to this 6th one we have. So if you look at this now, this was complementary before, right? Facing here. So split complementary will divide this 2 here. These 2 will not divide, right? So this one that is closest to him will divide into 2. So it's still cool. I think it's looking like triad. Okay, it's a deeper orange. Split complementary is like kind of a yellow. So you see it's 1, 2, 3. Then we have other shades. Oh, the over will be never ending. Reckless, you're the God. Oh, traces without asking time. It is a night tonight. I don't deserve it. Still, they go south away. Holding over me, never ending. And lies love of God. Oh shit. Can see a repetition from here. Showing you also. Da, 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 da. Da, da, da. We want to see you. All right, and the last one is called tetradic. But in that list from Adobe, there's no tetradic there. So tetradic is two pairs of complementary colors, right? So if you, for example, now look at this. If we say this is complementary, we have one here. So another one will also appear here. That is 4. So let's see. I think square has that. Yeah. So the square that is called tetradic here. So two pairs of complementary colors coming together to form one. So we still have compound. So inside of this cool colors, as you know, these are the cool color area, or maybe from the warm colors. So you select everything here and create. Then we have shades. So shades is like just like monochromatic, right? And you can now make your own custom color if you want. So stop at square. So you see how I did it. So from the beginning, we'll select your first color. When you select your first color for monochromatic, as you can see, I dwelled on this particular color. This is the color that changed everything. I think I still need to change. Sorry, let me change my number 1 because it's 6E that we have here. Well, that first one is looking different. Yeah, the text is looking different. We want to see the Holy Ghost and we to this temple. Holy Ghost and we want to see the Holy Ghost. Uh-huh. Holy Ghost and we. Okay, so let's now go back to that square. So our first color from square, you see this time is blue, yellow. All right, these four colors. That is like a sea green blue. Until I see your face, until I know I feel I worship you. I believe Jesus. Just know that if you have not done your first assignment is compiling. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. China's all to deep. And we are done. Good. How these colors look beautiful, right? Even say if you say you want to use all the colors here together for a brand, there's a way we'll work it out. You will see like different shades of them. So just from this purple, we're able to like create different shades. So monochromatic color, like we said, are talking about different shades of the same color. Analogous is talking about colors next to each other on the color wheel, while complementary colors are opposite each other on the color wheel. Split complementary, a color paired with the two colors on either side of its complementary color. Then triadic, equal distance colors from each other on the color wheel. Then two pairs of complementary colors. So if you don't have the data to keep on going to that site to like do all this, you can easily download the color wheel. Now, but this color wheel I have here, I think it's kind of limited, right? Just this. So there are other complex color wheels that has like complete colors and you merge them that way, try to study it better. So now we'll be moving to so color harmony is essential in art design and marketing as it can influence our mood, attention, and overall aesthetic appeal, right? So, but before we move on, let's even try out this color set. Let's see how they will look like. So I'm going to like use this stuff that we did yesterday and practicalize with it. All right. So let's see. We're going to use the dark theme. Let's use this purple instead here, right? And we'll try out this. Oh, I need something a bit darker. Which one is darker in this? Yeah. So let me. Hey, please now off your mic. Wow. You just on your mic to do what now? So we can even go in also. I wanted to try this out. I think I used the same color. All right, so you see this stuff here done here. We just used only their colors. All right, so this kind of design, now what we used here was analogous style. Right, so this is an analogous, sorry, monochromatic. Right, we're going to try another style now. Let me use colors that are next to each other on the wheel. Right. All right. This is in the right blue. So this kind of style, this is an analogous style. So we're going to just keep trying everyone, and you'll see that everything is working. Mm, let's use this one here. God, God, you are wonderful. So complementary colors. I think complementary color has to do with two, right? Mm, where is this color here? CE1235. There you are. Okay, I think that's the color already. Yeah, it's the color. I'm going to just leave it there since it's going to be in almost every other design. All right, so you can see. Let me make this page bigger. Let's say 25, so that I can accommodate everything. So you can see how we have used complementary colors now, and the design still came out well. So if I was thinking of a color to use for this background, these are colors I can easily go for. So most times I will select the dark colors here. God, this thing is just, it's awesome. I don't even like. Let me see if, so we can copy color also this way by using copy properties. Yeah, wow. Edit copy properties from, and you see this. So in this design, we actually have like 3 colors, right? 3 colors. And I think the design is still looking good, because these 3 colors, they complement each other. All right, so we just use, this is triadic form. So now let's go for split complementary. I think we just did this other one, split complementary. I'm going to use this other kind of brown instead. Hmm. So you two can make designs like that and just try out this color. Let me go all out this time. Let me see how this one will look if we use this. I think it's better most times to use like the dark tint. It's coming out again. I think I just did a miracle again. So for this one, I want to actually use like the, oh my god, that color just catch my eye. So for this, I will use the 4 colors. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this white here is not doing us good. Okay. Nice, you see that. So this way, you can use multiple colors, right? So 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So, but most times you might use decide to use 4 colors and the design wouldn't come out well. The reason why it's not coming out well is because you didn't use a design color rule, which is the color harmony rules, right? So if you're able to use these rules, you should be able to like do good designs. All right. Then I'm going to talk about color psychology and what they mean in design. All right. Color psychology can evoke emotions and convey what specific messages. So color psychology is the study of how colors affect human emotions, their behavior, and their perceptions of things. So the way humans react to stuffs and their emotions and their behavior, so colors and their meaning. So when we see red, like you can see on your screen, we're talking about energy, right? Passion, love, and even danger, right? So we have seen signs. We go to a place that has a sign like this. All right, nothing is even written on the post, too, but you see red like this. What comes to your mind is some more danger, danger, danger. All right. So because the color represents that, or even if you see circle like this that has a sign, maybe there's a line like this, and it's red. What is coming to your mind is do not come here. All right. So this color represents danger and it also represents love. All right. So if we check in here, There's a love shape in here. Let me not burn down. If I should draw love here, and I give it red, right? So the love shape here also represents red. Even when you are saying, if you search love now, you will see love. You don't even see red everywhere, right? So it means passion, warmth, dynamism, courage. So when designing for a client, and what you need to know as a designer is we don't just design, right? We apply empathy. We try to work with the emotions. You're not thinking about only the client. You're not thinking about you. You want to make a design that you love. You're thinking about the end user. So how do we know what the end user need? Is by understanding what the client is saying. Like the client is saying, yeah, I'm opening a laboratory, but I don't want it to be like people are just coming there to just draw blood or do test and go home. I want them to feel comfort. I want them to feel happiness. So you are going to now make your research based on that place. So what kind of colors would evoke this kind of emotion, right? So you won't just say, let's use green. Green might not do what you want to do for that brand in at that point in time. So another color is orange. Orange gives warmth, right? Same with red. Creativity, enthusiasm, playfulness, right? Remember when I was talking about, I said kids colors, right? So we were creating this thing, when we made triadic, when we were tilting towards this area. So if you're thinking about children, happiness. So that's why you see brands like Coca-Cola use red, Fanta is like orange, right? So because they are giving you energy, strength, right? Enthusiasm when you take their brands, all right? Then we have yellow, yellow for happiness, optimism, hope, sunshine. If you look at most sunshine brands, you definitely see yellow there, right? When sun is up, everybody is happy, everybody is feeling excited. So these are things that you consider when designing for a brand. Mind you, this is when you are the one coming up with the brand identity, brand logo, brand color. But if the client already have their brand color and logo and you are making a flyer, you might have to stick to their brand colors, unless you are suggesting to them to rebrand their company, right? Stuff like that. Then green, as you know, green represents nature, growth, harmony, balance, youth, fertility, right? So if you are creating something that has to do with growth, you'll be looking towards green, right? Then blue, we have trust, loyalty, wisdom, calmness, something that is harmony, intelligence. That's why when you're talking about AI, technology, we are going towards blue because blue kind of stands for intelligence, right? It gives that blue eternity, sympathy also. And I think blue is also used for like boys. They are kind of when somebody gives birth to a child, the world is changing and we don't know gender anymore. But when world was normal, if somebody gives birth to a child, they say, okay, let's paint the guy's room blue, and if for a girl, pink, because of the femininity and the masculinity of that color, right? Then there are a lot of them. If you go towards purple or violet, you're talking about fashion, faith. Like you find some churches, they have purple in their color because it represents royalty, right? Luxury, spirituality, wisdom. So these colors, you can search a lot of them, even pink, brown, gray, black, white. Most times you find companies that are using black or white. They are kind of exclusive brands, right? You look at Louis Vuitton, like Dolce and Gabbana, right? Nike, Adidas, even Apple. So these brands, like they use most times, I think mostly Nigerian clients they don't prefer these colors, right? But this kind of colors give like a classy vibe, right? I think there was one client I worked for, Witty Shots, is a camera guy, and the color we used all through was black and white, and the design came out very, very nice, right? So, but it was because of the kind of brand message that we are trying to portray. So white stands for pure, lightness, honesty, innocence, and truth. Right? White black is giving you elegance, power, right? Magic, mystery, something people do not understand, and conservative, right? So let's leave that. So you can search more on color psychology, study them more, and this would help you when selecting colors. And let's say you have gone through the color psychology and say, okay, I want to use blue. And when you have selected blue, you now say, okay, what kind of color harmony do I want to go for? I want to go through Analogous, right? So you know Analogous colors are colors that are sitting next to each other on the color wheel. So easily you can select blue on this website, if you come here, you say, okay, I want to use analogous kind of style, and blue is your main color, definitely you see another one there. So you can even move this stuff. These stuffs are movable, right? You can turn them round and round and round and round and round and round and round. This analogous kind of color. So we give you, so let's say it's green you're using, right? And you need something that will work with green. You will see it here. If you say it's red, you move it around, you will see red and other colors, right? Let's say you are going for a complementary color and your primary color is this blue. You find another color like facing it. You say, okay, you're not cool with only this one. Let's just split complementary. It's going to change. So 1, 2, 3 can be your main color, and this one's an accent. And remember, I said you can change the tints, right? You can even change the colors. You can change the tints to something lighter, right? I'm already loving this color already. What I'm seeing, I'm loving it so much. I wish there's something I'm working on, right? So these are things we consider when selecting color. Now, color effects, right? So say warm colors like red, orange, and yellow, they can stimulate and they energize. They give you energy. While cool colors like blue, green, and purple, they can calm and soothe you down. They calm you down, right? Calm your nerves. As I were looking at ice cubes, right? Pure water sachet, bottled water, seaway can, dispenser. You see them, they come in this kind of colors because of what they represent. Why? Bright colors can grab attention and evoke emotion. Have you seen someone that is very, very yellow walking on the road? Everybody will look because the person is shiny. I say some people that are very yellow in their house, they do not use to put a light bulb because they are shining in their house, right? So light bulbs, bright colors can be, white dark colors can create a sense of seriousness and luxury. That's why when you are typing a letter or whatsoever, the body of the letter will use black all through because it is professional, right? It's a professional something. Then color in marketing, right? We use colors that align with your brand, personality, and message. Consider the cultural difference in color meaning. Yes, in some cultures, black is used for burial. In some cultures, it is white they use. In some cultures, is green or whatever. So before you are working for a particular client, you have to know what culture are they trying to grab, what demography are they trying to work with, right? So that would determine the kind of color you are using. So use color contrast to draw attention and create visual interest. Create visual interest. I told you about color contrast yesterday, right? I said that contrast is in different form. We have contrast in shape, contrast in letters, contrast in colors also, right? So if you even look at this analogous color, the most color here that will be shining the most, I think, is this one, right? Because it's more brighter than the other. So that is color contrast. Color contrast, right? So when we use a different color from every other one, that particular item shows more. So keep in mind that color psychology is not an exact science. An individual association with colors can vary. However, understanding that general effects and meanings of colors can help you make informed design and marketing decisions. So creating harmonious color palette. So let's say you want to create an harmonious color palette is a selection of colors that work well together to create a visually appealing effect, right? So I'll go through the principles again. Principles of creating color harmony. One, monochromatic. They are different shades, like we said. Analogous colors next to each other. Complementary, the colors that are opposite each other on the wheel. Split complementary, colors that are paired and two colors are divided also. Triadic, different equal distance between three colors on the color wheel. Then you get three perfect triadic colors. Then tetradic, two pairs of complementary colors. Now, like I told you, in the Adobe wheel, there is not called tetradic, it's called square. So how to do it? Choose a base color, select the principle of harmony. So this is a practical that you can do, which we already did. Select a base color like I did. My base color here was this purple, 6E12B5. So for your own, you can select your own base color. Then select a principle of color harmony, whether monochromatic, analogous, complementary color, whatever one, and try it out. So use a color wheel to identify the colors that fit that principle. Experiment with different shades and tints of the selected colors. Consider the mood and emotions you want to evoke. Then test and adjust the palette until it feels harmonious and what? Effective. So you limit it to 3 to 5, though we did 6 here. So you will now create a dominant color and supportive one. So you see that here we have 2 dominant and these are supportive ones. For Analogous, I think most of them were shining all through. So I've already showed you how to reduce the tints here, right? So if you think that 3 or 5 colors are too shiny, you can easily click on change tint and look for a lighter version. Oh shit, okay. Lighter version. Oh. Lighter version of that color, right? So that the other ones will be the ones that we are more focused on. Then when designing, consider what? The 60, 30, and 10 rule, which we use for selecting our colors. So 60% go for the dominant color, which is the main color of the brand, right? Then 30% go for a secondary color and 10 for accent colors. So you can divide your brand like that. So let's say I want to use this complementary color again here, like we did before. Make this one have this color. She been comment me. She been comment. My brother so we just use 60, 30 here. 60, 30, 10. All right. So one particular color has more effect than the others. So if you can apply this rule, just 3. So if you see that if you are saying 60, 30, 10, it means that forget all these things we have done here: mono, analog, complementary, tetradic. After everything, a proper design should not have more than 3 colors. 3 at most. You want to fly, okay, 4, 5. Don't jump more than that. Please don't go and create a rainbow. And because no. All right. My name is very dark man. So mind you, as you're selecting these colors, whatever colors you're selecting, they will be creating a new palette down here. All right. So that is that. Then experiment with different color combination as we have done. I've already experimented already. So remember, color harmony is subjective, and the key to find a palette that works well together and communicate your message effectively. All right. So there was something that I googled here before, right? About brands and the kind of color they use. So if you look at, for example, we have Google here. If you look at Google now, look at their colors. So this is more like tetradic, right? Because they have like 4 colors here. So you see that original brands apply all these rules. Look at Slack. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it takes a very, very good designer to be able to spot this kind of colors. So look at PayPal. So let me ask somebody. Let's see, please. I want you to answer. All right. So if you are looking at PayPal, MasterCard, and this BP, what color rule do you think they used from what we did? Because yeah, they are using a different shade of a particular one color. Does anybody know? Look at Lillian. She's asking if we'll be graded for assignment. So you need grade for you to do assignment.
It's not me, monochromatic.
Monochromatic, yeah. That is the color we use here. So monochromatic is the color of one particular shade, right? So you can see that brands also use this. They use this rule. So whatever you are designing for, you have to like think about this. If you're using a particular color, what rule do you want to apply, right? That will make you make a good design. So even on this website, there's one more thing I want to show you, and we'll go and flip. So we can extract theme, right? So let's say we want to create our own color palette entirely. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to look for a tech brand. This is another assignment again. So let's just say technology. So if you go to images, I think, oh, let me save this picture. All right. So if you go to the color theme, so I'm going to import the technology picture that I downloaded. So remember, export is to send, import is to bring in. So if I click on import, it's my technology image. I'm going to bring it in here. Man, this image is poor. What the hell? Let's go to Google. So let's say technology image. I don't know why this stuff doesn't take us to Google immediately. So I'm going to save this picture instead of that nonsense that we did before. So when downloading picture, please, for designs, make sure they are quality. This is a bit quality, but I would have used free pick instead. So we are going to create a color palette for this. Let me copy this color palette that we have here. So we can easily, so there are different ways of copying colors, right? So I've showed you already before using your color eyedropper. So if I go to my color eyedropper, I can select this blue here, this dark blue, and pour it in here. Select another color here. That is if I want to do it by myself manually. All right. So if I say I want to design for a tech brand now, I can basically just do like this. I think this is even looking like tetradic already because we have like 4 colors there. Right, like this, I have this color, so I can use this color basically to design for a brand, right? And all I have to do is come here on group, click on this one, go to my interactive field tool and copy this code because I need to like put the name of the code. It's very, very important. I've told you the reason why we need to put the name of our code to help our clients know the name. Another way you can get this code is by clicking on the object. Look here, you see the name 26508C. You type it by yourself. But that one is stressful. All right. So instead of that, you just copy and paste. I'm going to show you 2 ways of doing this stuff that I just did now. You see this one, we had to like select the colors manually by ourselves. So inside of that Adobe color wheel stuff, we can actually just paste this picture inside there and it's going to extract colors for us, the main colors that made this image. All right, so this is this. So now look at, I'm going to duplicate this one here. So this time around, I'm going to like import this picture in here. So select the file, or you can just minimize this screen and drag it in. So let me import this picture. So you see by itself, it has selected the colors that you saw. 1, 2, 3, 4. You want to choose this red, but no, we can move it around. Say, Benny, maybe what I want me to do with that. You understand me? Like this. So we can copy this now. If I copy this code, I can go back again. Just like how we did in the first time. Go back again, copy this one. So they only gave us 5. So I think I'll keep this last one here also. So this color now, I think I'll call it analogous. So let me check my color wheel. Is blue next to purple or pink? Anyhow. Yeah, blue and violet, they are a bit close. I think the rule, we can place this color palette that we created. We can name it an analogous stuff. So let's say I'm trying to create a brand for a food. So we say food image. Maybe they are doing fruits. Let's say fruits. Maybe it's a fruit brand. These images, they are not looking sharp. All right. So if you want to download a picture on Google, just wait for it to load first before you download it. If not, you will download rubbish. So let's get the colors from here. I want to use my pick tool. It will take me time. So I'll replace the image by clicking it open. Perfect. But this time he selected only the blue, the red. So he was going for an analogous kind of color. You can see it. But me, I don't want. I want green to show there too. It's happen. So let's use this one. So this is a very, very good color we can use for maybe a food brand or somewhere that makes parfait. You can see that if you see this color now and see, let's say somebody is making parfait and you're using this one, it wouldn't really, really speak about the brand well. These are like simple tips you use when trying to understand what color and what color not to use. I think I've not sent the picture of the yesterday assignment. I've not sent that. I think I should do that immediately. Oh, it is me. Why you know? Oh, it is me. Oh, it is me. Oh, you know. So we need one more green. I think I'll just do that by myself. I need something dark. Should we go for something light? So I use that here. And just like that, we have created color palettes. I guess we'll stop here. So here's what you do for me inside of this color. You create your own color palette like this. Then this poster that we did, you're going to create this don't even need my name. Why am I putting my name in this myself? But it is that if I don't put my name now, I don't even trust you people. Somebody will just carry my own, submit it, and say they are the one that did it. So that which is the fine. I said that you guys should create different ones. All right. So I'll send this and this and these to your WhatsApp group. So we have come to the end of color theory. So please try and do your assignments. It's very, very important to my health, to my life. All right. Let me stop recording. The recording wouldn't be long. So let me check. I think I've explained